One of the reasons I wanted to become a member of the IADC is because it is so well known as a prestigious organization, and that leads to networking, maybe it leads to business, maybe it leads to recognition, maybe it just leads to a lot of feeling good and self-recognition. But another important reason that motivated me was I wanted to be an advocate for the LGBT community, legal community, and I felt I could add to the voice within the IADC, so that drove me a lot. I think it's really important to talk about feeling alone, and because a lot of people who are diverse do feel isolated from other people, and that comes in a lot of forms. And although I think it's important to look forward, not back, that's why windshields are bigger than rearview mirrors. But for me, one of the times that I felt really alone was my early days in the IADC 15 years ago, because I felt like I'd gotten into the country club. You know, I got in the gates, I got an invitation, but I knew there was parties. I mean, I knew there was things going on behind closed doors. And although I think the host and greeters and many members in the IADC did try to make me feel comfortable, there were lots of times when I felt isolated. I think there's also still challenges, and I think there are some things we may be able to do, or I would respectfully suggest to my colleagues that we might be able to do to reduce that feeling of isolation. And one of the things we can do, I think, because we consider ourselves a very prestigious organization, is to drop from our vocabulary that it's hard to find qualified minorities or qualified diverse members. Everybody who comes to the IADC is eminently qualified, and they've been vetted, they've been suggested, recommended, and sponsored. Look beyond the surface differences, the things that are visual when people walk in the room, or maybe the way they sound, in some instances, the way that they dress. And we need to do a better job of being inclusive and involving people and looking beyond those characteristics and look at what we have in common, some of which is to be excellent lawyers. How can we make those people, once they're accepted, more comfortable? Well, one of the reasons, as I said earlier, one of the reasons that I think I joined the IADC, and many people in a competitive world join the IADC, is for networking and referrals. And so we need to get past the pats on the back and really send work, if we have work and we can legitimately do it. I would ask our colleagues to go one step further and to remember our diverse members for whom getting that business may be even a little tougher, because at the end of the day, that's real value. It's not a pat on the back or a smile or something added to the website. It's the value of saying, I trust you. I want you to work with my client, or I would like to work with you as local counsel. I think we can continue to do what we're doing, which is making sure that we have diverse representation of women and minorities on our panels and in our speakers. Finally, I would say that it's important that all of our members also be allies. You don't have to be a member of a particular community to be an ally to that community. And we as a diverse community, as a small community, the gay community, the invisible minority community, we can't survive, we can't thrive without allied support. So I hope that's helpful in some ideas of how we can grow in the IADC.